Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing to you practical tips on how to survive as a teacher here in the USA. By the way, for those who are new subscribers, my name is Alissa and I am a teacher here in Arizona for 4 years now. So without further delay, let's start, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. When I passed the US visa interview and it finally sinked into me that I am really going to the USA and become a teacher, I was scared. Yes, I was scared because it will be a new challenge. I know that it is different from what I'm used to do in the Philippines, and I can't help but be scared of the uncertainties, if I could really make it, if I could really survive even my first day. So yes, I was really scared, and I didn't have any videos like this that talks about how to survive in teaching here in the USA. I don't have any tips. I didn't get any tips. So I just prayed, and I was so happy because I had a strong support system. So I'm gonna share to you my practical tips. These are all based from my experience. Okay, so I am giving it all to you because I want you not to feel scared. All right, so I know that some of you are already ready and excited to come here in the USA and, fulfill your American dream and to be a teacher here in the USA. So I hope that these tips will help you as you start your journey as a teacher here in the USA. The first tip is to be ready to learn. As the old saying goes, you cannot fill a cup that is already full. So it is really true. When you come here in the USA, you will be surprised that they have different kind of teaching approach. So I will base it in my own experience. So when I started, I was so surprised because in the Philippines, I am used to teaching my students as a whole group. So for 1 hour, you're gonna talk in front of the class and have different lessons and discussion. So those are the things that we are used to do, right? But in here, the teacher is only expected to teach the students for 15 minutes maximum as a whole group. Yes. And the rest of the time, the rest of the schedule, if you have a 1 hour schedule for math, so 15 minutes of that will be for your whole group, and 45 minutes, you should have a different activity. So here they call it guided reading for English and guided math for math. So they are going to meet their kids in groups. So this is what you call differentiation. Yes, so this is a big word here. Differentiation is to make sure that you have different set of activities depending on the needs of your students. So before you do any differentiated activities, you need to make sure that you know your students. So you do a lot of assessment. After the assessment, once you get the result, once you know your students' abilities and strengths, and even their weaknesses, you can already group them. So once you group them, you are going to design or plan different activities, because once you meet your kids, you only meet 5 kids maximum at a time. It could be 4 to 6 actually. So 4 students to 6, that's the ideal number of students in a group. So the other students will need to have different activities so that they are going to be learning meaningfully without you. Okay, because you are going to teach a small group of students, right? So the rest of your students will be doing center stations. Yes. So when I came here, I was so surprised, like, what are these? You need to prepare a lot. So it was a burden at first, but once I was able to, get the hang of it, I was able to research different center stations that my students can do while I meet small group of students. So example of center stations is a computer center, art center, phonics center, writing center. You can also have dramatic play center. You can have a library. You can have a Word Work Center. So these different center stations, guys, are very important here because you need to make sure that your students will learn a lot of things, will learn varied activities while you are meeting your small group and making sure you're attending to their needs. So, guys, I know I am giving you a lot of things, but yes, be ready to learn. There's nothing wrong. If your heart is excited to learn, instead of complaining that this is hard, this is challenging, this is confusing, put that attitude aside and be ready to learn. Now, once you've learned how to do these things, you will be surprised how effective and how efficient you will be as a teacher. And in my 4 years, I've been doing centers and guided reading every day and guided math every day. And I can see a lot of improvement to my students at the end of the year. So yeah, be ready to learn. In every school, in every district, they have different styles. They have different approach. Other districts are not doing guided reading, not doing center stations. But I think here in the US, most of the districts, most of schools are doing those kind of approach because it is effective. Yes. So be ready to learn all of these things. And because if you have this attitude of you are ready to learn, you are ready to adapt to changes, you will grow. And this is the purpose why you are here in the US, right? Not just for the money. If your only intention is to earn a lot of money, well, I'm sorry, but you will really not last because it is really hard. But if you are here because you want to learn, you want to improve, you want to have professional growth, well, adapt to all the changes and be positive always. So, yes, so that's my number one tip. Be ready to learn. Second tip, learn to use technology. When I came here and visit my classroom, I was so surprised because I saw that I will be having my own, yes, my very own smart board. It is so amazing. Smart board is it's so nice because you can write on it. You can, aside from, the basic use of it, which is to project your lesson in a PowerPoint or to show videos and pictures to your students. What I like most about using Smartboard is that I could write on it and I could use it when we're checking our workbooks or our work. I could write, I could circle things. So it's really, really good. And yeah, I have a Smartboard in my classroom. I have all the iPads. I have lots of iPads that my students can use. iPads are very nice because you can download applications, apps, learning apps like Teacher Monster to Read. It helps my students practice their reading and also their phonics. We have Reading A to Z. It's also a reading online app. And also we have Splash Math where they can practice their math fact fluency. And there's a lot more applications that you can download in the iPads that your students can use when they are in the computer or technology center. So when you are doing your meeting with your other students, they have something to do. And these activities are also learning, right? So I also have, aside from iPads, I also have computers. Yeah, so we are teaching our students to use computers because in here we are doing online examinations. So all our tests are online. So they need to know how to log in and how to input their username and password and yeah, to do the test. So we do all our tests in the computer. So we don't need to check it. After they submit the test, you will automatically get the scores. So that's how effective and how fast technology is. So second tip is to really learn to use technology. So here they are using Google Classroom and they are really utilizing technology, especially now that we're doing e-learning, online learning. So when you come here, you will be exposed to these technologies. There will be trainings. Of course, someone will really help you and mentor you on how to use this, but it is really important that you as a teacher already have, even though it's just, limited knowledge, but as long as you are already familiar with some of these technologies. US schools have lots of this. I'm so thankful because we have these things. It makes learning fun, meaningful, and, efficient. Now, for the third tip is to join teacher groups in Facebook. So, yes. And I also follow some teachers in Instagram. Why am I doing this? It is very important that you connect with other educators. So when I started joining groups, I was able to gain a lot of knowledge and I was able to be exposed in new trends in education. So it is really important that you know how to connect with other teachers. Now, here in the USA, there's a lot of groups. So if you are a kindergarten teacher, there's a group for kindergarten teachers around USA. If you are a first grade teacher, there's also a group for that. So every level you can join a group. I have gained a lot of benefits from joining this group. One benefit is I was able to, learn a lot of teaching styles from other educators that I was able to apply in my own classroom. I was able to follow some techniques, especially classroom management tips, because that is one thing that I've been having hard time at first, because managing a classroom is very important. As a teacher, you should have classroom management and behavior management in place in your classroom, because without this, even if how good you are as a teacher, your lesson is great, if the kids are not ready to learn, it's so hard. They cannot really learn. Now, I have already made a video about classroom management and behavior management. So I hope that you can check it out if you want to learn more tips on how to manage behavior in the classroom. Since I joined teacher groups, I was able to, learn different styles in teaching, and I was able to get some ideas on how to decorate my classroom. So these ideas came from different teachers, that I follow in Instagram, and also from different members of the group that I joined in. So yes, so that's one thing that I really like about joining groups, because you get to learn other teachers, and you can also post questions there if you have, some questions that you need an answer. So there's a lot of supportive teachers that will give you ideas, that will give you answers if you have any questions regarding teaching or regarding on how to, if you have problems, if you need some ideas on how to teach a lesson, so they can also help you with that. So yes, so guys, you really need you to join teaching groups right now. So okay, so I also have a group in Facebook. So my group is called Filipino Teachers Unite in USA. So that group is specifically for those teachers who are planning to come here in the USA, if they have questions about their application. So yes, there's a lot of members who are willing to answer your question. I'm also very active there. I always check it every day. So yes, so join our group at Filipino Teachers Unite in USA. Fourth tip is to be a member of Teachers Pay Teachers. Disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. I just love Teachers Pay Teachers. So when I started here, I don't have any worksheets. I wasn't able to bring my laptop. I left it in the Philippines, so I came here with nothing. So it was hard. You need to have activities, you need to have, worksheets, you need to have things for your center station. So I was like, where should I get these things? Yeah, I could make it, but being a new teacher and, having to learn a lot of things, I need something that I could use immediately. So that's when I found Teacher Pay Teachers. I was so happy when I found Teachers Pay Teachers, because it is a go-to place for all educators. There are lots of activities, materials there that are ready to download. You just need to pay, and there are free stuff, a lot of free resources. So you don't need to, pay. But if you want, if there are things that you really need to pay, but it is really worth it, guys. I have lots of resources from TPT because I don't have lots of time. I am a parent. I am a mom of two kids at home. So I am also very busy. I don't have time to create my own materials, my own resources. So I go to Teachers Pay Teachers, or we call it TPT, so if I need something. So I encourage you, even if you're in the Philippines right now, be a member, because you can really find lots of free resources and lots of nice and great teaching worksheets, resources that you can use in your classroom. So for my fifth and final tip is to take each day as it comes. So what do you mean by that? You need to deal with everyday problem and stop worrying about the future. Guys, I know it is overwhelming, being in a new country, dealing with new environment, having to meet new people. I know it could be overwhelming, but you will survive. I am pretty sure with that. So once you already know what are your responsibilities, just focus on that and take each day as it is. Learn every day. Do not be discouraged. If you encounter difficulties along the way, that is part of learning, that is part of life, and be thankful for that, because if you don't have any obstacles, life would be boring, right? These obstacles and challenges that you're going to meet along the way will help you learn and grow as a professional, as a teacher, right? So yes, and I've been here for 4 years, and I can say that I was able to conquer all the difficult part of teaching here in the USA. And you know what? I find it easy teaching here compared when I was in the Philippines. Yes. Why? Because, here everything is provided. You have technology that will help you make your teaching fun and meaningful for the students. And there's a lot of resources. And also, I just need to mention this. If ever someone will let you feel down, there are people like that. Even if you're in the Philippines, there are people who will look down on you, especially that you're a teacher in a foreign country. That is normal, okay? Don't feel bad about it. You are not alone. I also experienced that. Like, I've been looked down, because I am not a local teacher. Some people will really not going to trust you completely at first because they don't know your capacity. But you know your worth. That's the only thing I could say. Know your worth. Do not be discouraged. Always be with positive people. Choose your friends. You need to be with positive people. These people that will, lift your spirit instead of putting you down. Let yourself be surrounded with these people, and you will do great. You will be okay. So yes, I think that's all. Those are those practical tips that I could share to you guys that helped me a lot in my stay here in the USA as a teacher for 4 years now. It's like yesterday that I just came here with my family, with all the uncertainties. I was bringing my family with me with no sure assurance of the future. God has blessed us with a lot of things, and I'm so thankful with that. And yeah, I wish you all the best, guys, as you start your journey here in the USA. I hope that you will fulfill your American dream and you will find USA as your home. So thank you so much for always watching my vlog. Thank you for always listening to my words. I know I am not that good speaker, but you are here listening to me, and I really appreciate those who are sending me messages. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I really love you guys. Thank you for being so supportive and joining me in this journey. And I hope that in my own little way, I will be able to help you realize your American dream. So till the next video, thank you for watching and have a good day ahead. Stay safe. Thank you, guys. Bye.